Okay, so today I'm going to be speedrunning a math module, and you will just be seeing my entire thought process. Let's get right into it. So, a veterinarian recommends that each day certain rabbits should eat 25 calories per pound of a rabbit's weight, plus an additional 11 calories. So, this is the rate, this is the y-intercept technically, so 25x plus 11. My recorder stopped working after like 3 questions, so we're just going to redo them essentially. A special camera is used for underwater ocean research. The camera is a depth of 39 fathoms, so I'm going to do 39 times 6, 234. Okay. This here, these would be vertical angles, so they're going to be congruent. Here, we're just going to set up a regression, 14, 58. Let's just do one right there, 11. Cool. If 4x minus 20 is equal to negative 24, so 4x minus 20 is equal to negative 24, we get x is going to be 1, so 1 minus 7 is negative 6. Amount of order. The amount of Hannah's bill for a food order is $50. Hannah gave a tip of 20% the amount of the bill. What is the amount in dollars? So we're just going to do 50 times 0.2. $10 was the tip. Okay. 6 nest was added for this. So to just make sure when you get a question like this, we're going to put the mean of the first 5 numbers, 148, 136, and 139. And then the mean with these new values, 144, 148, 136, 139, 121, you're already going to know when you're putting a lower value in, and there's more values now as well, it's going to be lower because the mean is the average, because a lower number and a bigger average is just going to make something smaller. But just to double check, you can use Desmos, but the original data set is going to be greater. So yeah. Okay, so the shaded region, if it's on the left, it's going to be less. If it's on the right, it's going to be greater. So it's going to be off the line, by the way. So y is going to be greater than, let's take a look at the y-intercept, -1, and it is a negative slope. So D is going to be our answer. Right here, it's just basic distributing the negative sign onto the x cubed and the -2. So x cubed minus x squared is 7x cubed, and 8 plus 2 is 10. So B is our answer. Right here, we're just going to be doing slope, so 17 minus 9 over 1 minus 0 is 8. Okay, and 8x plus 9 is just going to be our answer then in that case. Right here, well, I don't even need to do that actually. If we add the 7 on the both sides, it's just going to be 0. So it could either be d is equal to 30 or d is equal to negative 30. I'm going to go with the positive value though. You could use negative 30 as well. So here, so we have small container and bigger container. X is smaller container, so it's going to be 451 for each smaller container. Now, I don't know if you guys are noticing, but I'm not reading the entire question. I'm reading the main points, and I'm going from there. Like, according to the model, what is the estimated number of particles? What is it, the surface of the sample of the iron? 500, because that's the initial number, right? See here. So, f of x plus 5. So, at 1, it's at 12 roughly. So, it would be at like 17-ish. Meaning, B couldn't be right. And D can't be right. Let's see. Let's use a better value. 2 and 4. So, it would be 2 and 9 roughly. This D could be one of our answers here. Yeah. Let's keep going though. C, 2 and 7. Can't be it. Can't be it. 2 and -1 can't be it. So yeah, D is gonna be our answer. Okay, so here we're just gonna have to do some algebra. So I don't really have my cursor pen on Bluebook here, so I'm gonna just do this on Desmos, like just typing it out. But so we're trying to find what C is. So we're first gonna do P over N and set that equal to what, 19 minus C, and then negative C would equal to negative 19 plus that, and then positive would be 19 minus P over N, which is going to be positive C. So now 19 minus P over N is going to be our answer. Okay, let's close that. The length of each edge of a box is 29 inches. Each side of the box is in the shape of a square. The box does not have a lid. What is the exterior surface area? Surface area is typically, it's just gonna be 6s squared for a cube, but because we don't have a lid, that means we only have 5 sides to work off. So we're gonna do 529 squared, because in a box it's essentially, it clearly says it's in the shape of the square, meaning each side length width whatever is gonna be 29 inches. So 29 squared, so that's gonna be 4205 is our answer. What's the sum of solutions? Right here we're just gonna type x minus 9 plus 45 is equal to 63. We get two solutions. We get -9, and you get what? 27. So 18 is going to be your answer there. The tangent of 92 pi over 3. So knowing your unit circle here could help, but you can honestly just plug in values here. That's what Desmos really makes things easier. You don't need to know all those things, because Desmos, like tangent and sine and everything, you can just plug in very easily. Okay, so which expression is equivalent to 42a over k plus 42ak? So we're gonna have to have a k on the top and bottom. So essentially, when I say that, you want the denominator to be k. So now we have to multiply k on the top over k. So you're gonna get 42a over k plus 42a k squared over k. And if you distributed that, 42a k plus 1 essentially. Yeah, because you do need to add a k there. Wait, let's see here. 42a. Sorry, that's going to be 1 plus k squared, because we have a k squared here and there's nothing there. Yeah, over k. Right here, we're just going to put in the equation. 4 squared plus y minus 19 squared is equal to 121. Okay. And we're trying to find a possible value for a, which is just our x coordinate, right? So we just have to find our diameter. It's going to go from -15 to 7. Okay. So -16 is outside that range. 11 and 19 are clearly outside the range, so -14 is our only option. Okay, so a right rectangular prism has a height 9. Okay, so let's say h is 9. Length, so the length is x, okay, which is 7 more inches than the width. So length is equal to x, width is equal to x minus 7, and then the height is just 9, which is already given to us. So length times width times height, 9. So really you're just doing 9 times x minus 7. So that would be your answer. Okay, so this is our last question, number 22. The function f is defined by f of x is equal to a times square root of x plus b, where a and b are constants. In the xy plane, the graph of f of y is equal to f of x passes through these 2 points. Sorry, this point, and f of 24 is less than 0. Okay, so when we're doing f of 24, it has to cross to this point here, right? So let's just plug in, hold up, let's label this real quick, and let's just plug in f of x is equal to a square root of x plus b, and add a couple sliders. Okay, so we want to just go through that point. So you would have to shift this way then, right? 20, 24, right? And f of 24 would mean, let's say I put in 24, it would have to be less than 0, is what we're saying. So for which of the following must be true? F of 0 is -24. Let's see. if I typed in f of 0, it's not true. And f of 0 has to be 24. No. Because right here, it doesn't exactly give us any specific value. So B and A, if it achieves that going through part, and it clearly does, f of 0 is equal to 24, f of 0 is equal to negative 24, isn't true. And now A is greater than B, or A is less than B. As you can see, A is kind of just the shifter, and B is kind of like the scalar type thing. But yeah, A is going to be less than B. Now, if I were to remove this 24, it'll give us a better idea of what I said just now. So the B part is shifting us horizontally, and the A part is shifting us vertically. But it's left vertical shift and more horizontal shift, so therefore B is greater than A. Yeah, so that is all of your Module 1 questions. Yeah.